Welcome to the top 2023 changes to Admo and InSight. I'm Sabine Ferber, your product manager of Admo and also InSight. Based on your feedback and current trends, you will now benefit from better workflows and a completely new widget in InSight. By watching this introduction, you will unleash the power of the ultra-flexible filters in the Admo tables. You'll notice that you are now able to exchange specific asset information with your external partners in the Admo Box. And you'll also see how easy it is to export data into a file that can then be imported into our cybersecurity solution, StationGuard. We are also super happy to show you the newly created overview of all setting parameters in InSight. We are starting with the Admo feature overview of our release 6.20. Let's jump right into the impressive new features of the Admo asset table. First, I would like to show you the new column-based filtering. To do this, you click on the black triangle and open the filter dialog. There, you can select the elements you want to filter for by clicking the OK button. The asset table is filtered. This is indicated by the slight blue color on the column you have filtered for, or also on the blue color in the middle bar. You can apply a filter to multiple columns and select the specific elements you want to see. If you don't need all your columns, you can hide these in the Manage View dialog. There, you see all the visible columns here on the left side. By selecting them, you are able to hide them in your overview. So in this case, I will hide a lot of them. When I click on OK, you see that most of the columns are hidden. Now, you can also rearrange your columns by clicking and dragging them to your desired location. Once you have adjusted the table to your needs, you may create a favorite based on this selection. To do this, we open the Manage Favorites dialog. Create a new favorite and close the dialog. Before the video, I have created another favorite, and once I click on it, we can see that the view changes and the columns of this favorite are visible in the table. When I go back to the Admo asset table and clear all filters, you can see that the view has changed again. Next, I would like to show you the improved data box, which allows the exchange of Admo data with external partners in an admin environment. First, we create a new data box by clicking on the Data Box button. The data for exchange can now be selected based on individual assets. So to do this, we select all the assets we want to have in our data box and click on the Add button. For your convenience, you may also apply a filter for a quick selection. Afterwards, we give the data box a name and decide if we want to use a password or not. For this case, I will not use a password. We also included the option to select which elements are in the type library of the data box. You can select that only the selected asset data is in the type library, or that all data is in the type library. You can also select which type library attachments are included. In this case, I will deselect all of them, and you can also choose which timeline data is included in your data box. I will leave all the elements in here. Afterwards, we pack our data box by clicking on the Pack button and get an overview of the elements we have chosen, including the comment, the name, the creation date, and also the selected destination folder where the file is saved now. We also made the unpack process more convenient. Therefore, I will select an already packed data box, select the finalized data box file, and once I validate it, you see all the action that happened in the data box. You see that some of the assets that were included in the data box have changed. You see the area of change, in this case the timeline, or the timeline and an attachment, which means that an event was created in the timeline that some attachments were attached to this element. No actions were executed for all elements that show unchanged in the first column. You also get here an overview of the events that were created, documents that were added. Once you are happy with this, you can start to unpack this box. If we agree to the new data, we can start unpacking. Lastly, you can now directly export asset data into StationGuard, our leading cybersecurity solution for your power utility automation. To do so, we select the assets, right-click, and start the export. A file is being created that we can now use for StationGuard. Now, I'm very happy to introduce to you our new InSight widget, Setting Parameters. This widget has been developed based on several customer requests. It allows personnel who do not have access to Admo to quickly search for the values of applied setting parameters in the system. So let's take a look at the widget. First, we add the widget to the dashboard. To do this, select Add Widget from the toolbar. This opens up a menu that lists all of our currently available widgets in alphabetic order. I select Setting Parameters and the widget is added to the dashboard. I'm going to move this up to the top so we can see it a bit better. Per default, the Settings widget shows you the values of all parameters in your active revisions in your system. This means right now I have 75,000 parameters in a total of 34 relays in my test system. The widget shows you the values, but it also shows you some associated important information. For example, what is the revision number? When was the revision applied? And who applied this revision in the field? This looks like a lot of data, but luckily this widget is also the first InSight widget that features flexible column filters that will make it very easy now to find the values we are interested in. So let's look at an example. For example, I want to find out what is the value of a specific parameter I larger directional for all Siemens relays in a specific substation. I'm going to choose Alexandria. Well, there are several ways to go about this, but I will go and filter by my substation first. So I navigate to the substation column and I open up the filter menu and I deselect all the substations that I'm not interested in. You can see that it is clearly visible that a filter has been applied. The color of the column header has changed to blue and the drop-down arrow has changed into a filter icon. Next, I will filter by manufacturer by deselecting all except Siemens. I will then choose my parameter by using the search filter. This allows me to very quickly narrow down my option. This parameter here is the one that I'm interested in. And I choose Apply. Lastly, I have the option to narrow down this range even further by applying specific rules from my number filter. For example, I'm going to exclude all number values that are 1500 or more. This leaves me with exactly two values, though there are two relays of the manufacturer Siemens in the substation Alexandria that have a value of I larger directional of less than 1500A. Once I'm done, I can use the clear all function to set my widget back to the default state. So I think this is very quick and easy. I hope you also find the new widget useful. If you also have an idea for a new widget or a feature wish, don't hesitate to contact us. We are here to make your life easier. So, I hope you enjoyed this introduction to the new features of Admo and InSight. To update to the latest version, please send an email to scm@omicronenergy.com. Thank you for your time.